Well, hello, everyone, and welcome here to Bedford. Nick Anastas, Chris Cameron with you, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, a battle of the unbeatens at midseason. A cross-divisional rivalry between the Bedford Bulldogs and the Portsmouth Clippers. Bedford, perfect through 8 games on the D1 schedule. Most recently, a blowout victory over Dover of 15-1. Again, they come in at 8-0. Portsmouth, they are also unbeaten through 8 games in Division 2. They look like the clear-cut front-runners in D2. This is also the last year for the Clippers in Division 2. We found that out, Coach, live on the air. They're going to be facing Bedford on a probably year in and year out schedule when they jump to D1 next year. So this really could be the first chapter in what could be a really great rivalry over the next few years.
It is. I mean, Portsmouth has challenged themselves to play up at the D1 level against the likes of they played BG a few times. They play Pinkerton in a few weeks, and they certainly have the talent. There's no doubt that they have the talent to compete at this level. And this is a game that, you know, a lot of coaches don't like to say they circle games, but you know that you could just see the excitement in the that they're ready facing a top. You know, Bedford is 1-2 right with BG and the top Division 1. And Portsmouth, I've said all along, has the talent to play at the D1 level. They'd be a top 3 team in D1.
Both teams loaded with college talent, right?
Up and down. You see some college coaches in the stand. You see Clemson right out front, right there. They're here to see some of their commits, and Julian Bell, who's a commit, going to Clemson. But there's also, you know, players up and down the Portsmouth. You have Avery Runke, who's going to Loyola, and then the Parker sisters. There's tons of talent. Sadie Lottie going to VCU, Collins going to UMass. That's, you know, and then on Bedford you have Regan O'Brien going to Penn, and Sidney Grogan going to Yale. So I mean, there's talent everywhere. It's just going to be to me the biggest thing with this game is going to be the style of play. I haven't seen each team play yet, but Bedford looks like they don't score. They're not scoring a ton of goals, but they're not giving many up. They're going to play a ball-controlled offense, where I think Portsmouth is going to look to push the pace a little bit more. And the draw control is going to dictate that. It's a possession game. Who has possessions is going to be the team in control tonight. Anything else to watch for from an X's and O's standpoint? We had Coach Curro on the show Sunday, and she talked about how they really take a lot of pride in their riding game, getting the ball back. So is Bedford going to be able to clear the ball against Portsmouth is going to be a challenge, and that to me is going to be important. And who controls the pace of the game is going to be key. How about the weather? Does that factor in one way or the other? It looks like it's clear, and it's going to be a nice night. It's on turf, so the field's in. This is the second year with this turf, so the turf's in great shape. No, it's going to be a beautiful night. I don't think the weather's a factor at all. All right, the lights are on, getting set for a prime time feel here at Bulldog Stadium. Big audience tonight for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Coming up, opening draw, and then we're underway. Bulldogs and Clippers coming up next. Again, you're watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And do you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
At Dead River Company, the work we do is about more than just filling up tanks. It's about the everyday moments in your home. We're here to fix your heating equipment, so you have heat and hot water for moments like this. We brave the elements, so you're always safe and warm. Anytime, day or night. Because it's moments like this that we do everything we do.
Dead River Company. It's not your job to worry about the heat. It's ours.
Become a customer today, and we'll be there for the moments that matter to you.
Back here in Bedford, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Nick Anastas, Coach Chris Cameron with you. Portsmouth and Bedford starters being introduced to this slowly growing crowd. Again, it's been raining off and on really all day. Still kind of wet and soggy here come game time, but the rain has stopped, which is a good sign. So hopefully these fans will continue to file in. All right, as we talked about, both teams very deep. Both teams with a lot of talent at the top of the roster, so to speak, and both coaches are known for pretty good game plans here. Either way, Coach, and we'll get to that in a moment. I guess we got the starting lineups now in the books, and now time for the national anthem. So we'll step aside. All right, there it is, the national anthem in the books. And we're ready to cook here at Bulldog Stadium. Nick Anastas, Coach Chris Cameron with you again, Coach. Both teams unbeaten. Obviously, they want to stay that way. Get the win is the top objective. But as we talked about a little bit, I'd imagine both coaches maybe viewing this matchup as a little bit of a measuring stick for where their teams are midseason.
Yeah, games like these get you better. When you win games 15-1, 15-2, you pick up some bad habits. These are the games that challenge you. They make you practice harder. And you're going to find out a lot about yourselves as a team, at some point during this game. And, there's going to be some adjustments made because these players, a lot of these players know each other. The coaches know each other to an extent, but they don't really know the systems that they run. So we're going to see some adjustments throughout the game.
You said at the top of the year that regardless of division, you felt like Portsmouth and Bedford really were two of the top 3 teams statewide.
Yes, Portsmouth can play with both Bishop Girton and Bedford. We're going to see tonight. I think there's a gap after the first 2 teams in Division One, and Pinkerton is not where they've been, but they're still solid. They can certainly beat any of these teams in a given night. But I think it's top 2 teams in Division One, and Portsmouth would certainly be in that mix in the top 3.
Of course, we'll see Bedford and BG next week, a week from tomorrow. Yep. On May the 12th. We'll be in Nashua for that one.
So it's Olivia Matthews on the draw for Bedford, the sophomore. I can't see the number for
Matthews, of course, got a lot of time last year as a freshman.
Yeah, she's a standout.
All right, on the other side for Portsmouth, that's Annie Parker, one of the 2 Parkers, Coach, you mentioned, also a sophomore.
Yeah, she is a very talented sophomore. She is going to be a high D1 recruit.
There she is right here, prancing down the sideline, and Portsmouth going to settle in for the opening possession of this first half as the attack gets ready to go. I'm going to swing it around. Coach Jojo Curro, on the sideline for Portsmouth. Excited. Wanted to keep it kind of in check, though. They had a game on Monday. Wanted to focus on that when we spoke with her on FNL Lacrosse, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks back on Sunday. Seemed like was excited for this one, wanted to get her girls a good road test here at the midway point of the season. Meanwhile, it's Julia Rolfs on the far side, one of the senior leaders. Midfielder going to give it back over to Parker, who's going to trot left side. Now Parker thought about going downhill, going to pull it back out.
So they are a lot more patient than I thought they were going to be. Bedford's in a woman-to-woman defense matched up. Charlotte Marston, 21. The Colgate commit seems to be playing behind the goal right there.
Meanwhile, this one loose in front of the net. Scooped up momentarily, at least, for Portsmouth, and the game's first whistle comes after the ground ball was collected by Maggie McDonald.
Yeah, so we're going to have a free position. FPS right here.
It'll be McDonald, the senior.
Abigail Widener.
Trying to get Portsmouth on the board here. Widener ready in the cage, but can't make the save.
She got her on the inside pipe right there. You could see, I didn't know if Abby Widener was baiting her right there, but she gave up the inside pipe, and that's where she finished it.
So Maggie McDonald lights the lamp, and it's 1-0 after a lengthy opening possession.
Yeah, it was good defense by Bedford. They were able to put the ball on the ground, but they weren't able to come up with the first-time grounder. So, again, we're going to see the 2 sophomores, Annie Parker and Olivia Matthews here at the draw circle. And it looks like Bedford has Ellie Enners and Sydney Grogan on the circle, where Portsmouth has Julia Rolfs and maybe Runke.
This one an early start. We're going to give it to Portsmouth.
Yeah, the girls' game, they've done a great job with the rules. The restarts are so much quicker now. There's Charlotte Marston.
And Portsmouth settling in here for trip number 2 with 2 minutes gone by. Looking for a 2-0 lead. Back up top, Parker given space. We closed out here by the defender, Alania Enners, the junior. This one rolls towards the cage and is stamped out on a good play there by the goaltender. That's again a pretty good play. Widener, the junior, has some experience in net as well for Coach Hodgson. Big role last year. Meanwhile, a good clear here. Bulldogs coming on the attack right to left for the first time as Enners is finally checked. Going to drop it off, and there's the finish.
Yep, that's just
Reagan O'Brien.
Yeah,
yep.
She. So the first time that was Bedford's first touch of the ball. The possession lasted about all of 20 seconds. It was they were able to clear the ball. That was one of the focuses that they were going to try to do was clear the ball against this tenacious Portsmouth ride. Got the ball down to Regan O'Brien. She just hit her with a left-to-left split and got over the top.
Transition game working early for Coach Hodgson. How many years on the job for her now, Coach?
Let's see what the roster says. I mean, I think she was here when the
program started.
When the program opened up, I think she's been their original and only coach. There's the first draw control for Bedford.
So I believe year 15 then, right?
Would it be that many? Wow.
I believe Bedford opened up 07-08.
Okay. Yeah, so she's been here.
3 minutes in, Bedford looking for their first lead. What kind of a defense are we looking at here, Coach?
It looks like they're matched up. They're not. You see a lot of zones, a lot of backer zones in the girls' game. So it looks like they're just going to isolate for Olivia Matthews right here. She likes her left, and she can shoot it on the run.
Here she is on the run.
No backup though. There's no backup. She kind of dropped her hands right there and pulled the shot there. It was good separation on the split, but there was no backup at all.
That's a goaltender. First time she touches. That's Arden Griffin.
The senior
in net. Meanwhile, Clippers having trouble against the Bedford Ride. This one is on the ground and scooped up by the Bulldogs. That's Tegan Steele, the sophomore attack, able to come up with it. Bedford's going to keep it right here on this end. Again, looking to break open this 1-1 tie now with 4 minutes gone by.
So Bedford's going to this circle spread offense, and looks like they're just being patient, working around, not really doing much other than just taking control. It looks like they set up sweeps.
How important is it, Coach, to get your team a good possession, not necessarily a goal, but a patient possession early in the game?
Yeah, you like to get everybody touched, get everybody comfortable right there. And Otis O'Brien,
they're going to sneak in and score.
They have no answer for her right now. They're going to either have to deny her the ball, face guard, or send a quick double and rotate off the backside. But she's dynamic right now on offense. She likes playing in the FNL games. When we had her last year against BG, she put up a 4 or 5 spot.
Showing the quick step there.
It was a crease. It was possible crease violation there, but
that's O'Brien's second. So 2-1 Bedford with their first lead here with just over 4 minutes gone by. And now back-to-back goals for the Bulldogs.
Portsmouth a little sloppy on the clear led to that. They got the stop.
So it'll take one bounce into the stick of Bedford's Julian Bell. However, the officials give it right back to Portsmouth. Now again, the Clippers trying to get across midfield. Coming middle, drawing a slide. Tough contested pass, hauled in. Sally Collins, the junior. And now Portsmouth attack looking for the tie here, coming up on 5 minutes in. Well, again, the rain holding off for now. It's been kind of on and off. Hoping it stays off here as the sun begins to set. And this crowd continues to grow here. Some late arrivers rolling in. All right, Portsmouth staying patient here. Bedford deciding to come out and challenge. In the piece of the pass there briefly was the defender Matthews. Portsmouth regathers. And now downhill comes Avery Runke. Junior looks for a teammate on a cut. Instead, the pass ends up with the defense. Bedford takes over behind the cage. That's Elizabeth Norris, the sophomore. She's going to keep it along the near sideline, float a rainbow pass for Sydney Grogan. The co-captain fires one to her right, enters across midfield. The defender is Sadie Alati, trying to stay with her step for step. Enters, pumps the brakes. And now again the attack ready to settle in for Bedford with 6 minutes in.
Yeah, Bedford defensively is able to put the ball on the turf each possession. And then they're able to clear the ball. They're 3 for 3 on clears. And they just run this offense where they're just kind of get it around. And all of a sudden they clear through and they're just looking to isolate, it looks like.
Portsmouth defense trying to communicate. Bedford with 2 goals early from Regan O'Brien.
The lefty.
And now 2 players behind the net. Near side, it's Steele. Back behind the cage. Looking for a cutter.
Oh, she got Julian.
Looking for Bell, but over her head. Going to roll near side. It's up for grabs. In and out of one stick. And eventually scooped up by Portsmouth's Annie Campbell. But the junior's pass then intercepted. Norris showing some good instincts there. Comes up with the interception. And again, the Bedford Ride is going to keep the action at this end.
Yeah, Portsmouth has failed to clear on 2 of their 3 opportunities. Bedford ran a good set right there for Julian Bell and a wide open cut. It was just a misconnect.
Now 7 minutes in, tied at 1. No, sorry, Bedford with a 2-1 lead. Looking for their third unanswered. Some physical play, it looks like, at the top off the ball. We got a group of a kind of a 3-on-3 there with a little bit of grabbing going on.
Yeah, they're just looking to run cutters off of this. It's almost like a stack in basketball.
Yeah. You know, a pretty good defense there as well. That's Maggie Parker, Annie's sister, of course.
She's got the assignment of guarding O'Brien. They're putting Steele, and this is an interesting set.
Patient possession for Bedford. Enters. Steele. Looking. Comes near side now. A touch for Natalie Deenan, sophomore. Well, you got to credit Portsmouth there. Just nothing open off ball.
No, it's you wonder how long they're going to stay with this set. I mean, they're being patient. They're not turning it over. But there's no shot clock in high school girls lacrosse. So this would a college game. You would see another kind of a force feed right there to Julian.
Grogan going to bail him out.
Loose balls, all the ground balls, seem to be going Bedford's way so far early on.
The junior headed to Yale, trying to direct traffic. Going to get rid of it. Bedford's patient possession continues here. Enters to her left, back to the right. Whistle. And touched up here. Enters. Going to get maybe a free position shot here. Yeah.
8 meters, yep.
Trying to expand the Bedford lead to 3-1. From 11 yards out, going to challenge Griffin with a shot upstairs and score.
Top shelf for Enters.
So Enters with her first goal. Bedford's third straight, and they've got a 3-1 lead.
Couldn't see from our angle whether she was going to have a direct shot at the goal, if she was going to get closed out. But she was able to just get her hands free from about 6 yards out and fired it.
So Portsmouth scored the first goal of the game about 2 minutes in on a free position shot from Maggie McDonald. Since then, Bedford putting together a mini run. 3 in a row. O'Brien the first 2. We see the free possession shot there for Enters. And now in the draw circle, Bedford looking to keep the momentum going here on their home field. Bulldogs looking to go 9-0 out of the gate and hand Portsmouth their first loss.
Runke with
That's a big play, yeah, on the far side.
Avery Runke made the great draw control there.
And now Portsmouth in need of an answer. They've got the ball. Maggie McDonald, who, as I mentioned, scored the lone goal. Here now on the near side wing, they're going to swing it far side, and everybody's going to get a touch. 9 minutes gone by. Battle of unbeatens here in Bedford. Nick Anastas, Coach Chris Cameron with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. All right, defender going to close out. That's Vivian Robinson, the junior. Good help. Sabrina Tipping, her teammate, coming over and making a play on the ball to force the turnover.
They've put the ball on. Portsmouth's had 5 possessions. Bedford's put the ball on the ground 4 of those 5, and they've cleared. Well, it was a little sloppy on that clear so far, but it looks like Portsmouth's a drop-back ride right now. It's almost a zone drop-back.
In terms of the Bedford defense, is that part of the game plan? Be aggressive and try to force mistakes?
It seems like, yeah, they're playing aggressive, on the ball and off ball. They're not really shutting out adjacents, but they're playing the ball very hard.
Well, this one over Grogan's head. Up for grabs on the near sideline. The first to arrive is Bell. Senior headed to Clemson. We spoke with her on Sunday on FNL Lacrosse. Originally committed to the Navy, changed her mind on her way to Clemson. Going to be playing some ACC lacrosse next fall. We know she's excited.
It'll be Clemson's first year as a program.
All right, Bell giving a lot of room here.
They've showed us 3 different offensive sets right now. It looks like they're going to go into a 4th. It's almost like a pairs offense right there. You got pairs down on each goal line extended, and then you have 3 up top, and they're either going to run the weave. Olivia likes her left.
Matthews to the left, going to drop it off, seemingly unexpectedly for Bell.
Yeah, she went to the flip, but that really wasn't in unison right there. They were lucky it wasn't. Sometimes those flips, you get handcuffed and you turn it over right there. Looks like they might try to run the same.
Now, what's the idea behind this set? To create more room up top?
Yeah, I think they're just trying to kind of distract, take away the down low defenders, and they're just trying to play 3-on-3 up top to work with a little bit more space.
Both teams have been very patient through the first now 11-plus minutes of this game. Seen multi-minute possessions on both ends.
Yeah, they're not really in a hurry to do anything right now. I mean, we're almost halfway through this first half. 4 goals scored. It was kind of...
Both teams still kind of feeling each other out, maybe.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this one dropped.
Every loose ball, though, is going Bedford's way.
Yeah,
and there's
Bell
another one.
He gets inside and takes the waist-high bounce in front of Mia Smith. Able to keep Smith on her back there to control the ground ball.
Yeah,
Coach Hodgson, I think, issuing another play call here. Bell looked over her right shoulder at the longtime head coach. Now draws a slide. Pass back door, though, mishandled by Rogan. It's loose. We get a whistle.
It's goalie ball.
You're going to hand this, I think, you're right, Coach, to the Clippers. And now the referee needs to tie his shoe here as we hit the midway point of this first half. Again, Portsmouth, they struck first.
Yeah, 2 of the 4 goals, and in girls lacrosse, a lot of goals come from that free position, from that 8-meter. And so far, 50% of the goals in this game have come from that.
Yep, Portsmouth's in 1 for Bedford. All right, there's a good clear. They come up the sideline for Smith, given some room here by Grogan, who continues to trot right with her.
Grogan is their shutdown defender. She has the matchup on Avery Runke right now. And there's Annie Parker.
Parker trying to spin. Defender falls down, but good switch there as Grogan's right there. Backdoor feed.
Another time, that's 5 out of 6 possessions. They put the ball on the ground.
Yeah,
and a lot of it is Portsmouth. They're doing it to themselves.
Yeah, Ellie Seafried, the senior there, had good position. Looked like early on the flash, but couldn't reel in the pass. Ends up back on the ground. Meanwhile, Portsmouth trying to create some havoc of their own on the ride, but Bedford helped out by the whistle. Bulldogs still trying to power it out of their own end as we move towards 12 minutes to go, first half. Good clear here. Bell going to pump the brakes.
Yeah, to this point, there's been, the Portsmouth ride, which has given a lot of teams troubles up to this point in the season, has been no problem for Bedford. Clearing the ball is just stick skills and athleticism and stretching the field and spacing, and Bedford's doing a great job at that. Here they come back to that original set, 5, like open circle, and all of a sudden it's kind of like, what do you call it when you set up the sweep in football, where it looks like everybody just kind of collapses and they try to get the edge.
There's a lot of onus on the defender in that kind of a situation. They got to be on their P's and Q's. They go backdoor, and Enner's going to make them pay. Well, it looked like she struggled initially to reel that one in, but stuck with it and then whipped a shot that's going to beat Griffin for goal number 4. Bedford 4 unanswered, and a 4-1 lead on the board.
It's almost where Portsmouth might need to take a timeout pretty soon. Because
I think you just called it.
Yeah, because that was a tough feed right there to Enners, and on the angle. Whenever you throw the ball down, it's a tough handle, but Enners was able to pick it up and finish it.
So Enners with 2 goals. Her teammate O'Brien with 2. And again, Coach JoJo Curro has seen enough. Timeout Portsmouth comes just past the midway point of this first half. Our broadcast brought to you by Beals Insurance, locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance. Get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com and start raising money for your team today. By New Hampshire iPhone Repair. It's done while you wait. It's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now it's 6 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the seacoast. Visit NHiPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. By the Dead River Company, a full-service heating provider committed to keeping New Hampshire warm with propane and heating oil. Learn more at deadriver.com. And finally, by the Bean Group and Roger Howe Real Estate, your local professional for all types of real estate, residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties. Call 603-247-1583. Nick Anastas with Coach Chris Cameron, of course, the founder of the New Hampshire Tomahawks and also the head coach of the Bishop Girton boys lacrosse team, coming off a big win for you guys last night over previously unbeaten Exeter.
Yeah, a very good Exeter team. You could see they well coached, athletic, skilled. They had come off a big win over Acton Boxborough on Saturday, so we knew that we were going to have our hands full, and then they gave us everything we could handle. But when we win 26 out of 30 faceoffs, we had the ball.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
We had the ball all night long, and their goalie Burnich made 20 saves. I mean, that's the most saves I think a goalie's ever had against us, and we started, shooting better, and we just wore them down. We play a lot more guys than they do. The depth was a big.
It was an impressive fight for sure, and a Cardinal victory, a final score of 17-10. You guys are right back at it tomorrow, right, on the road at BC High.
At BC High, yep, 5 o'clock face-off. They're a top 5 team, certainly going to compete for that championship down in Massachusetts.
All right, we're back after the Portsmouth timeout. We get a whistle out of the draw circle, and the Clippers, for the second time in this first half, are going to be rewarded the ball off the draw. Nearly 11 minutes remaining. First half, Portsmouth trying to get something going. They scored on their initial possession. Maggie McDonald was able to draw a whistle near the cage. She cashed in on a free position shot to put the Clippers on top 1-0, and they're going to get their first goal since. That's Avery Runke, the junior, to her right, able to fire on the move, goes low, and brings Portsmouth back within 2 at now 4-2.
Yeah, just a little sweep. Grogan played good defense on her. We're going to see the replay right here, but they set up a little sweep, a little right to right. Grogan's on her, gave up a 12-yarder that just got underneath Widener right there.
Hard for the junior goaltender maybe to track something like that from that angle.
I mean, it was a tough. She went high to low. She changed planes on her. The percentage of saves in the girls' game is a lot lower than the boys' game because the shots are so much closer and tight. So any saves that a goalie's make in the girls' game is a huge bonus, and their momentum changes for sure. You can see O'Brien's athleticism in the middle of the field, just speed.
Yep. Able to separate from the pack. And then ground ball was tracked down, by the way, by Enners.
Another turn. I mean, Portsmouth had the possession off the draw, and Bedford is in no hurry. You could see, as we kind of predicted based on their scores, they're just going to be very, very patient on offense because we're closing in on 10 minutes to go here in the first half, and it's a 4-2 game.
And Bedford's been out in front most of the way. Again, they fell down 1-0. 2 minutes in. They go back door. Bell's going to whip this.
Yeah, good handle by Bell. She just dropped her hands right there and shot it up versus getting your hands up and shooting down.
A couple of inches over the crossbar, and that one sailed. Stays with Bedford. Bulldogs tied the game with Reagan O'Brien's first goal. O'Brien looking for a third here. It's knocked down and stopped by Griffin.
Yeah, she went high to high, didn't change planes, and Griffin just stayed high and made the save.
O'Brien back-to-back goals earlier in this first half gave Bedford their first lead, and then back-to-back goals by Elania Enners extended that Bedford lead to 4-1. Portsmouth called a timeout a moment ago, got an answer from Avery Runke. And that is where we are now inside of 10 minutes remaining first half. Portsmouth down 4-2. Grogan, meanwhile, trying to hunt her down from behind. McDonald had the sixth sense to swerve at the last moment. So Portsmouth going to settle in here. And as you mentioned, both coaches seemingly have taken the patient game plan, spread it out, move the ball.
Yeah, neither team seems to be in any hurry. Kind of they're going the open circle set here as well. They'll cut into something.
You got almost 3 players behind the cage. Meanwhile, to her left, this is Alati. Shot and score. Oh, that's Alati with a great individual move. Goes upstairs, and we've got a 1-goal game now at 4-3.
Yep, she showed her left hand right there. She got to her left down the alley. Norris with the initial jam, but she was able to get her hands free and no help defense on the backside.
That's Alati's first goal.
Yeah, good timeout there by Coach Carl. I mean, it was a 4-0 run by Bedford. They were in control of this game, and since the timeout, it's a 2-0 run for the Clippers.
Is that a rule of thumb, Coach? If team scores, 3 or 4 in a row, it's usually a good time for a timeout? It's
more of you got to feel the game. You don't want to, you kind of, close games like this, you want to have your timeouts for the second half, but at the same point,
you don't want it to slip away early either.
Timeouts control the pace, control so much of the game. It's incredible. especially it's not basketball even more so. Basketball you can control runs, but
you got a few more to play with in basketball.
Yes, but it's so important just to control your team and settle them down and make any kind of adjustments.
Enters again, got a stick on it. Slipped to the turf there and is called for the push.
Good push there and enters.
Long, high rainbow pass in the clear. Hauled in by Ophelia Suddy. Another one of these Portsmouth seniors. Coming up on 8 minutes remaining first half. Chance now for the Clippers to tie the game for the first time since the opening minutes as they seek their third unanswered goal.
One matchup is Charlotte Marston, number 21, the junior going to Colgate. Sabrina Tipping has the matchup on her, and she's kept Marston in check so far.
There's a skip pass.
Yeah, if it was intended skip pass, it could have been an overthrow. But
right, but Collins there on the receiving end. The junior bails her out. Meanwhile, Collins still with it. Going to dodge to her right, draw the slide. The shot is somehow going to find its way in. Well, it looked like Widener had stopped it initially, but the junior never quite had it. And it rolls across the line, and we are tied at 4.
Let's get a look at this replay here. Yeah, there goes Collins. Gets the jam from Norris. And from 10 yards out, just squeaks it under. Widener made a good step towards the ball, got a piece of it, but just not enough of it. So since that timeout, it's a 3-0 run right now. What I'm seeing is, and this could be a factor come the second half, it's not real hot out here tonight, but Portsmouth's making subs. And I don't know if Bedford's made a substitute yet. It looks like Bedford's playing only their starters so far.
Both teams have about the same size bench, right? 5 or 6 players over there on the sideline.
Like Bedford's got 5, and one of them's a goalie, so you have 4 field players where, Portsmouth has maybe, another draw control by Runke.
Got the inside positioning when right to her. Clippers look for the lead. Tied at 4 here. They've scored 3 unanswered over, the last 3 minutes or so coming out of that timeout. And look to ride that momentum here. Looking for their first lead since 1-0. Instead, we have a drop. Julia Rolfs able to recover. Grogan right on her. Knocks it down. Grogan now trying to stay with a new player here. Scooped it up. I think it's Collins. Here's Marston. Going to back all the way up here on the near side wing. And let Smith take over. Rolfs drops it near side. Kind of a weave here. Parker looking for a one-on-one. Tiptoes, goes left, draws a slide, hits the deck, and we get a whistle.
That looked like good aggressive defense there by Olivia Matthews.
So Portsmouth looking for their second free position goal of this first half. Annie Parker ready to go. Widener is ready on the receiving end. Gets the save there for Bedford. A quick outlet.
Look at that. Saves and up and out. Those are key. We talked about how momentum changes are with the saves. When Griffin made her first save of the game, that kind of led to that run. And then that's the first save of the game for Bedford. And you could just see the
it woke the crowd up and the
energy level. When you get saves, it's just so big. Grogan's got the ability to run this out on her own.
Dodges one and hooks up with Bell on the other end.
Matthews makes the jam.
Up ahead to Enters. Great catch. Spins through 3 players and draws a whistle in front of the cage.
Wow. Olivia Matthews threw it in there, and the handle was impressive by Enters right now. Enters going for a hat trick here off the free position shot.
Trying to give Bedford some breathing room. In the lead again, she will. 5-4. And there's the hat trick. Enters her third. Bedford back in front, 5-4. That's their second free position shot, to your point as well.
And those are so key, just drawing those free position shots. And she goes 5-hole right there. No, she shot at the outside of Griffin's base right there. That's where if you can shoot outside the base, go for low corners.
It's Bedford's first goal in nearly 6 minutes. They break up a streak of 3 unanswered by Portsmouth. And take a 1-goal lead again here, 5-4, as we head toward the 5-minute mark. This one pops almost straight up in the air in the draw circle before it's recovered by Matthews. Matthews down the middle. Took a hit, ball popped out. Bell right there on her left took it off one bounce. Bedford going to recycle.
Yep. This is a game of runs right now.
Yeah.
This is a game of ball control and a game of runs.
Yeah, we've seen 4 in a row from Bedford, answered by 3 straight for Portsmouth. Now Bedford looking for back-to-back scores. Trying to rebuild a 2-goal edge. Both teams coming in undefeated. Bedford a win their last time out over Dover. With plays like that, Reagan O'Brien, she's got the hat trick now as well. Bedford gets 2 straight and rebuild a 2-goal lead at 6-4.
Yeah, she's attacking that wing, and she showed the ability to go over the top early on. And I think it was number 3, Parker on defense, took away the top side, but she was able to get underneath her almost like an S dodge and then bring the stick back because the stick has eyes to improve her angle right there and then bury the hat trick.
So both attacks starting to pick up the pace here a little bit. We saw a very kind of grinding start both ways, a lot of patience, but seems like the flow on both attacks starting to pick up a little bit.
Yeah, they're looking for matchups. I mean, again, it looks like they're going to have to do something with O'Brien, whether deny her the ball or send a double because they have no answer there. One rule here, when you see these draws and they don't go above the shoulder, they have to do it. They have to redo it. And in the college game, they go alternate possession if it doesn't, which speeds alternate possession. Yeah, because it just speeds up the game. It doesn't slow it down as much right now. So we're under 5 minutes right now.
Seems like they've done a good job over the last several years of kind of tweaking the rules a little bit that have worked to make it a little friendlier.
Yeah, you don't see as many whistles like the red light, green light. There's Bell with the split dodge getting over the middle.
We get a whistle on the shot.
I think it's shooting space. We're going to have Julian Bell's going to get a free position shot from dead center. The girls have the ability now to just wind up and crank it, which she has the ability to do that, but she looks like she's going to try to get in and get the one-on-one and tuck her stick when she feels the pressure.
Bouncer up and in.
The high bouncer under the bar.
Bell paid the price, hit the turf after the release. Didn't matter. Sneaks that one in by an inch or so over the right shoulder of Griffin. And Bedford now has rebuilt their largest lead from earlier at 7-4.
Yeah, she went with the high bouncers will go. High bouncers go. She picked the top 90 right there off that high bouncer. And again, the save by Widener led to this 3-goal run right now. Saves are huge in girls lacrosse. Matthews seems to be taking all the draws right now versus Parker for Annie Parker for Portsmouth. Avery Runke with the draw control. She's got the speed down the sideline, outrunning enters. Here comes O'Brien. She might have gone off.
Tried to push her out of bounds, it looked like, but she stays in.
Yeah, Runke's fast and strong.
Is that Runke or 16 Mia Smith?
Oh, Mia Smith. I
think that's Smith.
That's Smith. Yep, I'm sorry.
She played pretty well in this first half.
Avery Runke's 13. Yeah.
On the wing, on the draw circle, as you highlighted. We're inside of 4 minutes. Bedford trying to dig in on the defensive end. Portsmouth trying to claw their way back to a 2-goal game. Smith picked up by Matthews on the switch. Drops it middle. Nowhere for Rolfs to go. Now goal line extended. This is Marston giving some room. Marston still with it now on the other side. Looks for a cutter. Pass disrupted. Knocked down. Kicked near side. And a whistle is blown.
It's going to be Bedford ball. Nope. Morgan Runke, number 17, the freshman, picks it up. Not a free position shot, just a possession.
Well, Portsmouth will take it. They like it here at this end. With inside of 3 minutes, I'd imagine, Coach, that Coach Currow would like to see things at the end of this first half stay here bare minimum, right?
Yeah, she'd like to
score
maybe cut into this thing, try to get this lead to 2 or 1 or 2. They, when they've been turnover free, they're running their sets. One of the girls who's a dynamic offensive player, we mentioned her before, Charlotte Marston, seems like she's really good in front of the goal. She's got great hands. She's a finisher, but she seems like they have her behind the goal, kind of quarterback in the offense. And then we'll see if maybe see an adjustment in the second half. But
meanwhile, a good spin move here. This is McDonald.
The double came.
Bedford playing some good team defense here. Portsmouth staying patient. We hit the 2-minute mark first half. Coming up at halftime, a look back, full recap, some stats and highlights, out-of-town scoreboard, all the good stuff coming up at halftime. Smith, and now a whistle away from the ball.
Space, yeah, shooting space. It's going to be a free position shot for the Clippers. It's going to be Smith, I think, 16, top center.
So when you say shooting space, explain that to me.
Like you're putting me. I'm doing good with the rules, but not as good as to be a professional. But basically, it becomes when a player is in between. Did that sneak in again?
Yeah, it did. It took a bounce and went in. So Portsmouth's going to get their second free position goal. This one from Mia Smith.
So like it becomes a dangerous situation where the defensive player is standing between the shooter and the goalie, basically.
Okay.
So you can't just like in boys, you could play zone and you could pack the middle. It's just like basketball packing the the paint, but you can't do that in girls lacrosse. They call it a free position shot. There's also a dangerous shot, but in that situation they just called it.
So there's a little extra onus on the defender to know exactly where you are,
where you can stand.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Portsmouth needed it. They get it. Both teams have scored twice in this first half on the free position shot. Meanwhile, we've seen a lot of whistles here at the draw circle, and we're going to get another redo with 1:26 to go first half.
Yeah, it seems like these two, I think, have taken every one. Maybe Bell might have taken one, but it seems like it's been Matthews and Parker with Runke for Portsmouth and Grogan for Bedford on the circle.
Straight up. This one belongs to Parker. Able to haul it in overhead. She's got Grogan bearing down on her. Now creates a little separation. A good possession coming up here, hopefully for Portsmouth.
Yeah, they might just take this down to one shot and try to again with only one goal deficit at halftime.
Trailed by as many as 3 a couple of times. A chance to get back within 1. That's Runke drawing a second. 2 passes later, it ends up with Smith. Rogan, though, right on her.
Grogan plays tough.
A little too tightly,
yeah.
According to the officials. So, all right. Smith looking for goal number 2. Trying to get Portsmouth back within 1. And will.
They're just firing low. I mean, the scout, you got to shoot the scout. And the scout right now is to shoot low on Widener, and that's where they're having success right now.
Smith with back-to-back goals in less than a minute. Portsmouth, after allowing Bedford to score 3 straight, they've scored back-to-back.
Yeah, she just
went 5 again within 1.
Changing planes, high to low, getting it right under Widener. Widener might have to start guessing low. The one time they did shoot high, that's when she came up with the save. So Bedford's mixing it up right here. They're putting Matthews on the circle, but Enners is taking the draw right now.
I think Portsmouth won 2 straight draws. Chance maybe for the Clippers to tie it before half. With an explosion here in the final 90 seconds, they'll have another chance. Smith with a waist-high ground ball, bounces right to her.
A game of runs.
Yep. It's been the story of this first half. We'll recap it all in a few minutes at halftime. All right, behind the net, this is Seafried. And again, Portsmouth going to pull it out. Runke with room. Now comes downhill. Slide comes over. That's Enners. Forces her to give it up with 20 seconds. Down to 15. Behind cage. Seafried looks for the cutter. There it is. Maggie McDonald with her second goal. We've got a new game here with just 10 seconds remaining in the first half.
Just very patient right there. They ran a series of cutters. All it takes is one defender to turn their back, and a little backdoor cut. Marston went once, McDonald went second, and put it offside stick right there to
nice
knock
pass,
this thing up at 7. Yeah,
nice
those
pass.
are the connections that Portsmouth was putting. They were dropping early on. Now they seem like they settled in.
So 7-7. Just over 10 seconds remaining. Clippers with 3 goals in the final 90 seconds.
Let's see if Matthews just throws it at the goal.
Matthews, the sophomore, comes middle for Enners. Enners got to get it off. Will fire at the last second and get the goal. Able to beat the goaltender and the buzzer.
In boys lacrosse, it's like the basketball rule when the ball leaves the stick, and it looks like it's the same rule in girls. It's when the ball leaves the stick, not crosses the plane. They changed that rule recently in boys. So that was 10 seconds. 10 seconds to go.
Yep.
And
just enough time for Enners to get it done. 8-7. How about Enners with 4 goals at halftime for Bedford?
Enners 4, O'Brien 3, Bell 1. I mean, there's the summary right there for Bedford. What do they put on the clock for halftime? 10 minutes?
Yep.
Yeah, Bedford didn't make any subs. Portsmouth played a lot of people. It was a game of runs. Very, very highly skilled, entertaining game for sure.
8-7. It's living up to the hype, at least so far. A 1-goal difference here at Bulldog Stadium. Coming up, full recap. Get some stats and highlights to you as well. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
At Dead River Company, the work we do is about more than just filling up tanks. It's about the everyday moments in your home. We're here to fix your heating equipment, so you have heat and hot water for moments like this. We brave the elements, so you're always safe and warm. Anytime, day or night. Because it's moments like this that we do everything we do.
Dead River Company, it's not your job to worry about the heat. It's ours.
Become a customer today, and we'll be there for the moments that matter to you.
Start of the second half here in Bedford. 8-7 Bulldogs. Both teams undefeated. Cross-divisional matchup at the midseason point. Nick Anastas, Coach Chris Cameron with you here in Bedford. Starting to rain a little bit. Held off for the first half. Game of runs so far, with the lone exception of early on. Portsmouth scored the first goal 2 minutes in. Bedford responded with 3 unanswered. Reagan O'Brien with 2 of those. Alana Enners with her first. In fact, it was a 4-0 run. Enners scored again to make it 4-1. And then things changed up. To Coach Curro's credit, she calls a timeout. Portsmouth gets the response the coach was looking for. Avery Renke, Sadie Alati, Sally Collins in that order, 3 in a row to tie the game at 4 apiece, heading towards 5 minutes. Bedford responded with 3 in a row. Enners is third, O'Brien's third, and then Julian Bell's lone goal came at the 4-minute mark. Bedford rebuilt a 7-4 lead. Portsmouth, they get 3 straight. Mia Smith, 2 in a row, one of those on a free position shot. Maggie McDonald's second came with just 10 seconds left. And then a buzzer beater by Alania Enners makes Bedford's first half worthwhile as they lead 8-7 to begin this second half. Meanwhile, here's a turnover. Portsmouth looking to run out of their own end.
Grogan and Bell on the double right there.
That's Smith trying to stay inbounds and avoid 2 defenders, flips it over the top. And now Runke going to settle in.
I think a key here is what goalie can string together. We're not going to see double-digit saves, but who can string together back-to-back saves, or someone who's going to get like 6-7 saves could be the team that is going to help that team to victory right now.
You expect to see anything different from a game plan perspective on the attack either way?
I don't think so, because both teams had success offensively. You know, maybe Marston, we talked about having her in front of the goal more.
They tried to find her there.
Yeah, because she's a scorer. But both, I mean, 8 and 7, you know, you're talking about a 16, 14, 16, 15 game. So both teams had success running their sets. You know, Olivia Matthews, who's a star player out here, has been held in check. She hasn't had too many dodging opportunities. She did have that one early, and she fired wide. But maybe the Bedford tries to get her going or Bell going a little bit more. We'll see if Portsmouth kind of how they handle O'Brien, because O'Brien's got she have 4 or 3. She's got 3, and then Enners has the 4. So we could look and see if Portsmouth's staying in man. They have not switched the zone.
Well, that was my other question: is what changes, if any, do we see defensively?
So far, it doesn't look like any. The matchups seem the same, but it looks like that time they did send the
Enners wide open, but goes off. I think one of the posts.
Yeah, it was piping down by the feet.
Griffin able to secure, the outlet taken, and Portsmouth trying to clear.
They did send the early slide, the double to O'Brien right there, which opened up Enners. So, they didn't rotate well off of that slide, but that's what you're going to have to do to stop her.
Going to float it near side. This is Alati. Good patient clear here. They're able to reverse the field. Smith now is going to bring it herself over the 50-yard line. Runke going to throw it up the sideline for Seafried. And again, Portsmouth now looking to tie the game nearly 3 minutes into the second half. Well, Bedford been pretty consistent here, right? Defensively, coach, they were able to force some turnovers early on by tightening up the perimeter, but look like they're content right now with letting Portsmouth do what they want on the outside.
Yeah, Portsmouth's just working the perimeter, and then they run some screens and run a cutter series. They have been able to dodge. Like right now, they're forcing Runke to her left right there. They were able to get the switch because Grogan's had that matchup on Runke. Sometimes picks are able to change the matchups, and that's what they're looking to accomplish right there. That's a good split right there. That's
Smith's bouncer won't go, though.
She ran. Oh, it's going to be Portsmouth ball. That's a great shake. That's a good little inside-out split right there by Smith. I didn't see who the defender was, but Portsmouth maintains possession on the backup.
Smith has played well, 2 goals late in that first half. One coming on the free position shot. We saw both teams take advantage of the free position with 2 goals each. Here's Smith's hat trick.
Was that Smith or Runke?
Oh, no, you're right. Runke able to get the step here on the near wing, and the junior able to cash in with her first goal, second goal, and we're tied at 8.
The old S dot. She went for the wing, a low wing dodge, right to left split, and then she came back underneath to improve her angle with the right hand. So she gets to the left, she comes back to the middle and goes offside. I won't say offside hip, it was kind of like low, right by the knees. But again, shooting low. That's what the scout is. Shoot low and wider, and that's where they're finding success. But a great individual effort there by Runke, the Loyola commit.
So we're 4 minutes in, and we're tied again here early in the second half, 8-8.
This has OT written all over it.
I think so. Again, rain.
One possession game at least.
Rain picking up a little bit, starting to see some of the umbrellas here at Bulldog Stadium mixed in the crowd.
Again, they're going to have to redraw it.
Yep. Matthews has taken every one, maybe with the exception of one back in that first half, but she's been busy. Been busy in the circle, and so is her counterpart, Annie Parker. Loose. Smith gets to it.
They seem like they're a little bit quicker to the ball to start this second half, about 4 minutes in, where Bedford, seemed quicker on the loose balls, the ground balls. Now,
I'd say the category's probably evened out.
Yes.
We're close to it at this point.
Bedford's had one possession, 4.5 minutes into this game, and they hit the post, which is kind of equivalent to a save. But they seem like they want to initiate their offense with Runke and Smith.
All right.
They're running a little two-man game down the side. Smith.
Seafried,
Runke.
Smith going to move it. Runke still giving room. Now going to come downhill at Grogan.
That's good. See, yeah, when they get the Grogan on Runke matchup, that's what Bedford likes, because Grogan's able to handle Runke. But when they get the switch, so this is not going to be an 8 meter. So that's going to be a key part to the second half too, is who can create the free position shots for themselves, because that's where we had at least 4 or 5 goals in that first half come from.
Runke.
But they seem like they're going a heavy dose of Runke here to start the.
Go short side here. McDonald, who scored twice, going to draw Grogan out.
Grogan just plays tough shutdown defense all night.
Very good on the basketball court, as we know as well, for the Bulldogs. Led them to the state championship game. That's one of the better point guards in the state.
That's a great play by Matthews on the pick. She jumped out. She dogged the switch and the pick, and here comes Bell showing good speed in the middle of the field there.
Took the outlet from Kira Abdel Saeed, the junior, who came up with the ground ball for Bedford. So the Bulldogs get the stop they were hoping for. They force the giveaway. And now with 6 minutes gone by since halftime, the attack back on the field for just the second time in the second half.
Second time. So we're 6 minutes in, 2 possessions, no goals, and a very familiar kind of arc. Everybody touches.
How important is it to score here if you're Bedford? Or at least get a shot on cage?
Yeah, I mean, this is, you gotta. I don't know what the efficiency numbers are yet today, but they're getting good shots. That's O'Brien. That's a kind of a forced shot right there. They forced it to her right hand, and the goalie Griffin with her. I don't know if it was her 4th save of the game, but she went down low and got it right there.
And Griffin played pretty well here so far.
Yeah, she has.
Going to get a whistle, and a little too pesky there on the ride was O'Brien.
Probably a little bit too early for Coach Hodgson right there in that possession, because when they're patient, they can get whatever shot they want. That was a, she shot it righty from about 10 yards. It might have been a little bit early in the, I don't want to say shot clock because they don't have it, but a little bit early in the possession.
Coach Hodgson roaming the sideline over there for Bedford, having a word with one of her captains, Julian Bell, it looks like, on that sideline. Meanwhile, Portsmouth settling in, looking for their first lead of this second half. Trailed most of the way in the first half.
Tipping doing a great job on Marston.
Parker's
been under control too. Enders has that matchup, but Parker hasn't. I don't think she's hit the board yet. She's one of the leading scorers. There's the matchup that Bedford likes. They like Grogan on
Runke.
Portsmouth tries to get that switch, and they got the switch now. So Runke might want to get it back to go on Enders. She sees that matchup.
Got a little room here. I'm going to go right. Picked up by Matthews off the switch.
Matthews, although hasn't shown on the stat sheet yet, she's been doing a great job on the ground, playing some great defense right there.
Here's another good dodge.
What do we have
and one for Smith. Draws another whistle. Smith, kind of a knack for that, going right at the teeth of the defense. And another free position opportunity here from about 11 yards out.
Let's see if she's going to shoot low.
On the move goes.
She didn't shoot the scout. She's Widener stayed high.
Yep.
And that's what she's good there. She made that's a huge save. No reason to rush on this clear.
Takes her time on the outlet.
They bring O'Brien down. O'Brien will just run this out because she's got the speed and athleticism right there.
Here it is on display along the near sideline.
Oh.
Good defensive play. That's Collins. Poked it loose with the stick. Yeah, now Runke. A few feet to spare along the near sideline. Finds Marston. Upfield. Here comes Seyfried. Going to jog to a slow stoppage here, looks like, in the near corner. And Portsmouth ready to set up shop. Already 9 minutes gone by in this second half. We're still stuck at 8-8.
2 possessions for Bedford. 2 in the second half. I mean, Portsmouth, I thought was going to be a team that wanted to. Maybe that's one adjustment that Coach Curl made. She's let's take longer possessions right now because they've had the ball the whole second half.
It worked the first time they touched the ball. Took them nearly 2 minutes on the opening trip at the start of the game. They cashed in, took a 1-0 lead before Bedford flipped the script and scored 4 straight.
Runke's going to look to get underneath here and get back to the
great
middle.
move. Pass. And a whistle is going to wipe the shot off.
Yeah, the shot, it was a mom goal, hit the side of the net.
It was McDonald.
Runke drew the free position shot here. She's probably from this angle going to look to get in.
Looking for Portsmouth's first lead of the second half, and there it is.
That's 2 for her in the second half, right?
Yep. Scored both goals for Portsmouth since the break. It's her 3rd of the game.
Yes.
Able to hang on there, Coach. It looked like until the last possible second to beat the goaltender and give the Clippers the lead.
Coach Hodgson's seen enough. She's taken a timeout. There's a replay. See, Runke just gets underneath and then gets to the middle of the field and is able to move the goalie off of her line and opening up room with the net. But Coach Hodgson has seen enough where she's going to say, all right, look, we got to make some kind of adjustments here because
well, what do you do here, Coach? Take us inside that huddle.
I mean, offensively, with the 2 possessions they had, they had the one-on-one with Enders that hit the pipe. So they're getting the shots, but then maybe, O'Brien, she's played great today, so, one shot, you can't really change that. I think she's got to say, let's be patient, let's get good shots, let's run our offense, let's run our sets. But it's a matter of what are they going to do to get control. I mean, maybe defensively they've given up. What was the score at halftime? 7-6. They've given up 3 goals right there.
8-7.
8-7. So they've only given up the 2. So the game has not been very fast-paced. She doesn't look like she wants to play that fast, but I think they have to maybe make adjustments at the draw or, the clearing game. I mean, in a game like this, possessions, the one failed clear that Bedford had led to a goal. And in the first half, it was a little bit different. Portsmouth was a team struggling clearing the ball, where Bedford had the majority of the possession. So that's probably what she's talking about here. Is getting possession. Maybe talking defensively about changing matchups, maybe making sure that they get Grogan on Runke, because when they are able to do that, that's a neutralizer for Runke. But when Runke gets a switch off of a pick, she's able to get whatever shot she wants so far in the second half.
We'll fully recap this one coming up on Sunday, part of FNL Lacrosse, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. We're live every Sunday, including on Mother's Day, this Sunday, 9 a.m. live. Coach, you're going to try and jump in off the road for some NCAA talk maybe in hour number 2.
Yep, so we got Rutgers playing Ohio State tomorrow night in the Big Ten semis. So if they win, I'm going to go down to the championship at Maryland on Saturday night, but I have an early flight to get back in time for real. I'll either come in and talk NCAA segment or Ben with his technical capabilities.
Pipe you in, right.
Pipe me in, so either way, I'm going to be part of the show in some capacity. Looking forward to it. We got a nice lineup coming.
Yeah, we're going to speak with the Bouvier Twins.
Bouvier Twins, our players of the week.
From BG.
Connor heading to Holy Cross and Riley heading to Stanford. And then Coach Y is going to come on.
Yeah, we're looking forward to talking to her. She's got the Cardinals unbeaten. And, of course, that all sets the stage for next week's showdown between the BG Cardinals and the Bedford Bulldogs from Stello Stadium Thursday night. All right, out of the timeout.
Yep, so here's one adjustment Bedford's making. They're going to O'Brien on the draw circle. Not on the circle, but on taking the draw with Enders and Matthews on the circle.
Portsmouth going to keep things the same with Parker in the circle.
O'Brien, did she jump it? Nope.
Somebody did, I thought, but the ball squirted out. They're just going to redo it. Again, just over 9 minutes gone by, second half. Clock starting to become a bit of a factor. We'll Keep an eye here as things remain tight and we head down the stretch.
Yeah.
There it is, Coach. It worked.
Yeah, Matthews she's got a burst. She was able to get a jump, get a read on that ball. And here we go. Their third offensive possession of the second half. Doesn't look like they're running anything new. Portsmouth's going with the same matchups. They're going Annie Parker on Olivia Matthews. Maggie Parker on O'Brien. Oh, looks actually is that Smith on? They got Smith on O'Brien here.
All right, Bedford going to test the fences here, so to speak. Work the perimeter.
This is a new set that we haven't seen this one from Bedford yet.
With Grogan in the middle.
Grogan in the middle on the crease. She's working the crease.
Trying to carve out some positioning. The 5'4" junior.
Wouldn't mind seeing like a Matthews get a little isolation for her because she's a dynamic dodger, but she just hasn't had the room. They're just taking some clock right now.
If you're Portsmouth, you're okay with this,
Oh, you're
right?
fine with this. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're just sitting back playing. You're shortening the game. But then again, Portsmouth has played more players. They might be a little bit fresher.
Meanwhile, Enners scored 4 goals in that first half, looking for her teammate who's going to swim out of trouble. That's Bell.
Yeah, Bell did a good job. She realized she was in trouble, but she was getting out of trouble. But she's very smooth. She's got shake to her game.
Lengthy possession here for Bedford.
Yeah, we're over a minute right now. In the college game, you'd have a shot clock going, in effect. I mean, it's always in effect, but it would be a factor right now. You'd be under 20 seconds.
Near side, O'Brien.
O'Brien just doesn't seem to have the same room that she had in the first half. She was on the low wing where she was more effective, and they were able to just isolate her, but maybe they're looking to do that right now.
They got Smith on her, who's seemingly up for the challenge.
I mean, if
O'Brien
I were
going to swing it instead.
Yeah, I would just go with O'Brien. Trust her making good decisions with the ball.
See if you can draw a whistle, maybe.
Yeah.
Bedford scored 2 free position goals in that first half. Both teams did. Pass over the top, ends up with the goaltender.
Yeah, they went with a little kind of a pick and roll like in basketball. You see at the top of the key, it was there. Matthews rolled with the stick in her left hand, so it's kind of an unnatural position right there. But the set was there. They just didn't execute it.
Again, Portsmouth, they've been better on the clear as well, Coach, right? It looked like initially the first 10 or so minutes, a little rocky against this Bedford ride, but they're going to reverse things here, and eventually it looks like split the defenders. That's a good job by Maggie Parker crossing the 50, and Portsmouth's got it.
Yep, they got it. Now they can, we're looking 12 and a half, halfway through this second half. They're going to just take some clock themselves because that was a lengthy possession by Bedford. They didn't even get a shot off.
So now if you're Bedford trailing by 1 defensively, do you go out and try and force the issue?
No, there's too
yet.
much time left. Yeah, you could just sit back. Your goalie made a save, last time, which was big by Widener.
There's a lot of you scored in that first half. One of the taller players on the field in some trouble, triple teamed.
Oh, they bailed her out. They bailed her out right there. They did a good job on the double, almost a triple, because they kind of came up to like in basketball it's equivalent to the midcourt. But
Bedford fans groaning.
Yes,
in protest.
They just didn't need to.
So instead, Portsmouth able to kill a little more clock here as we're now inside of 12 minutes. Again, it was a back and forth first half, a game of runs. Maggie McDonald scored initially to give Portsmouth the lead on their first possession, 1-0. Bedford responded with 4 in a row, 2 from O'Brien, 2 from Enners.
And there's Runke. She was able to get down the alley, improve her angle, put the stick in her left hand, but just fired high and wide.
Good backup by Parker to keep it at this end. Bedford had a 4-1 lead about midway through that first period. Portsmouth scored 3 straight to tie it at 4. Not first period, about midway through the first half. And then Bedford scored 3 straight. Portsmouth scored 3 straight before Bedford's Enners scored at the buzzer to give Bedford an 8-7 lead coming into the second half. But Portsmouth has played well on both ends.
Yeah, they
scored both second half goals and lead here 9-8.
Yeah, another free position shot. This is Annie Parker, the sophomore.
Chance to put her team up too. Parker will do that.
Yeah.
That one had some speed on it.
Yep, she didn't look to carry it all the way in. She just looked to get her hands free and ripped it.
It's the 3rd free possession goal for Portsmouth. And their third straight here to open up the second half. They've got a 10-8 lead, a 2-goal gap with the Clippers out in front for the first time by 2. So Annie Parker, who's done a great job in the draw circle, showing you what she can do on the attack there. Shot had a little bit of mustard on it and some good placement as well. It sneaks inside the pipe. So the Clippers playing with a multi-goal lead for the first time. We get another whistle and another do-over here coming up in the circle.
Yep, O'Brien versus Parker.
Just outside of 10 minutes remaining in this one. Up in the air.
Nice
Knocked down. Matthews takes it on the run for Bedford. Bell going to slow it down on the near wing. And again, Coach Hodgson's offense to try and score for the first time in this second half and cut this thing down to 1.
Yeah, we kind of anticipated, that they were going to play a ball possession offense. You could just see they hadn't given up many goals, which means they just had the ball all season long. So this might be one of their few times they've had a deficit in the second half. Probably the first time they've had a deficit in the second half, and they've been shut out for the first 15 minutes of the second half. So you wonder if this is going to speed them up. They have to, somewhat, look to push the pace a little bit. But Portsmouth's just very content, just sitting back and playing a sloughed-in defense. But Bedford's not really doing much of anything on the perimeter. They got to look to dodge or set some two-man. Here's a little sweep for Bell.
Bell looking to push the issue, going to shovel it back for Matthews. Had a lunge to her left to pull that one in. Pretty good collective defense, Portsmouth. You can hear them communicating, Coach, down there on the field. It's been kind of a united front for those players. And we're starting to see the results here, keeping Bedford off the board so far in this second half. It's been a team effort, it looks like.
Yeah, great team defense. I mean, they're winning their individual matchups, but their team defense on the backside has been outstanding.
And the communication.
Communication, yes, exactly. Communication. And everybody's been quiet for Bedford in the second half. Enters with that 4. Enters, I think, still looking for. Oh, she was able to get out of that. Could be a shooting space here.
Nowhere to go, though, in the end. Bell had to pull it back out again.
They're doing a good job on Bell.
Bedford trying to find the spacing here with now inside of 9 minutes to go second half. A quick-moving game here at Bulldog Stadium.
Matthews slips. The flip has not been, smooth for them.
Shot, score. That is smooth for Julian Bell.
Yep.
Her second goal, able to beat Griffin. It looked like over the right shoulder.
We'll see the replay, but I think she changed planes. I think she went high to low and just put it underneath her. Might have been 5-hole.
I think you might be right. I didn't get a great look at it. It's kind of a quick release.
A left to right split.
3 defenders surrounding her, and you're right. She goes low.
Low corner.
Bedford needed that. They get it. Julian Bell on her way to Clemson in the fall. Showing you why with a big goal like that. Brings Bedford back within 1 at 10-9.
That's her second of the game. Bedford staying with O'Brien. The Clippers are going with Parker. And it's more the players on the circle that are going to be the difference here.
Up in the air again. Up into the darkening skies. The sun continues to set. Enters with the ground ball for Bedford. Avoids a swipe.
That's going to be a card by Runke. That's definitely going to be a yellow card.
Runke trailing the play, kind of swung that stick right in front of the official.
That's going to be player down.
It's the first time we've seen that.
First card, yep, first card of the game. First really aggressive play by anybody. It's been a very clean, well-officiated, clean, competitive game.
Comes here with 8.5 to go. Bedford, golden opportunity to try and tie this game at 10.
They were getting outplayed in the second half, and that goal by Bell kind of gave them some life, and then they win a draw, and they go player up, and chance to tie this thing back up with 8 minutes to go.
So the challenge now on Portsmouth to preserve the lead. Short-handed. Coming up on 8 minutes to go in regulation. The flip. Matthews to her left. Draws the slide. Enters. Closed out well. Enters trying to shake off the defender, but Ophelio Suddy.
Well, Bell draws the free position shot right there.
I was about to say Suddy was with her, but instead Bell able to draw the whistle, and now a chance to tie the game here with inside of 8 minutes.
She's got an angle to get right in.
Griffin hoping for a stop in cage, but can't
Do it.
find that one. It goes low, almost ankle high off to her right, and we're tied at 10.
Yep, right outside of her base. That's where Julian's been shooting, so that ties this thing up at 10. 7:43 to go.
Meanwhile, Bell, back-to-back goals for the Bulldogs, her third of the game. And it comes just, about 66 seconds after the previous goal. So Bell with back-to-back goals, about a minute apart. Ties this game at 10 as we get ready for the final 7:43. Coach, you said it smelled like overtime earlier.
It does, doesn't it?
It's smelling pretty strong like overtime now, but still a lot of time left here in regulation.
I mean, we're talking probably 3, maybe 4 possessions per team here for the rest of this game. Maybe three possessions per.
Based on what we've seen with the lengthy trips, yeah.
They're going to just look to. So they are 1, 2, 3, 6, 10, 11. So.
All right, Portsmouth, after being awarded that one off the whistle.
So Bedford's, has the player advantage. So they're
looking
at
right?
double. Yeah, they're going to try to trap it. Matthews is kind of the free player right now.
This is Parker deep behind the cage. Going to make her way to the near corner, throw a pass, a nice catch.
Nice catch
by Smith.
Yeah.
That one looked like it was headed out of bounds for a moment.
Looked like Kiera Abdelsad is doing a good job on defense. Vivian Robinson, we haven't called that much, but she's been playing some great D as well.
Meanwhile, 3 defenders in the corner trying to force the turnover, but again, Portsmouth finds just enough room to escape as Morgan Runke brings it back to the middle of the field for Portsmouth.
That draw control was huge by Portsmouth because it enabled them to kill the penalty for the most part. Bedford would have been able to have the ball and play her up, and you could see how easy. So
yeah, we're back to even strength now.
Here comes Runke,
and we're heading towards 6 minutes here.
So that 3 possession per team, I might have been a little bit aggressive there. It might be more like 2 possessions per team, maybe 3.
Well, the Clippers taking their time here.
Yeah.
As expected, Smith to the middle. Picked up by Matthews on the switch. Smith still full speed. Now shortens the pass far side in the corner. It's Seafried behind the cage.
They missed the rotation there.
Near side McDonald. Defender now comes out. McDonald back to the cage. Met by Sabrina Tipping. Going to bring Tipping to that far side and come back again near side for Seafried.
Yeah, Tipping has had the Charlotte-Marston matchup all game, but right now Marston's out of the game. Their offense is going to look like it's going to come from Runke or
Smith.
Or Smith are the two, yeah. Because Parker, she had the one free position shot, but she's been held in control. But it's been Smith and
Smith with 3 goals, and Runke with 3. Avery Runke, both the leading scorers for Portsmouth.
Yep.
We saw Enners score 4, a game high 4 goals for Bedford, all in the first half.
Yeah.
All right, here on a downhill move is Parker.
Grogan
thought better of it. Yeah, Grogan right there.
So impressive on defense. She just does not get beat one-on-one. I think in college she's going to be a defender. She'll be a shutdown Ivy defender right away.
From a Bedford Bulldog to a Yale Bulldog.
Yale Bulldog,
right?
yes.
Down to 5 minutes, meanwhile, Coach. This nearly, over 2 minutes on this possession before we see a shot from Smith.
Whoa.
And they're going to keep it here. Grogan thought she had it.
She did have it, and the referee, I think, just realized.
They just changed the call. They're going to give it to Bedford.
That was clearly run out there by Grogan. So we're under 5.
Yep,
there's your one possession for Portsmouth, and see if Bedford can get it clear. They got Bell in the middle, and Bell's just going to run this out.
Yeah, a little soft spot here. Going to come right down the middle of the field. Met eventually by the defender, Julia Rolfs. Bedford still looking to push. Enners.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see a minute and a half, 2 minute possession right here.
We just saw one from Portsmouth.
Yep.
And now it's on Coach Hodgson here. Bedford has scored 2 in a row.
So, we talked about timeouts earlier. The first half, Coach Currow called that timeout to stop a run.
Right.
And then Coach Hodgson did the same thing. She'd seen enough, and then she called that timeout.
Good piece of coaching both ways. Right?
Absolutely. Controlled both coaches did a great job. Portsmouth's done a great job on O'Brien because she seemed unstoppable in that first half.
It's been a very well-matched game.
You can see how they're looking to send a double on her. They're sloughing in. Can't see. That's number 3.
This is back to that stack set, Coach, right? We saw this briefly in the first half.
It's a little bit risky because if you jam it in, well, maybe they're just trying to create space for O'Brien.
Make that O'Brien calls her own number.
Yeah, she was able to get underneath, but she didn't give herself enough of an angle right there.
Griffin was ready, slams the door, and Portsmouth gets the stop.
Talked about how important saves are. Both goalies have been very solid in the second half.
Absolutely. It's been a tale of two halves. 15 total goals at halftime. We had an 8-7 game, and now here, 10-10. All right, Portsmouth, they've been better on the clears as the game has gone on. They're patient there. Parker brings them to the promised land, and now the attack. Trying to put the visitors back on top as we hit the 3-minute mark here in regulation. Been airtight really all night. Bedford led by as many as 3 twice in the first half and by 1 at halftime. Clippers built their largest lead, which was 10-8, earlier in the second half. The last 2 goals have been scored by Bedford. Clippers trying to break a bit of a drought. Parker going to bring Enners to that far side wing.
Yeah, you get the sense that teams are not going to take bad shots. So can a goalie make a save, or can you force a turnover to get the ball back? And you're down to, 1 possession per team if you're Bedford.
Seafried.
Oh, there's a turn. Let's put the ball on the ground.
We'll scoop it back up smoothly, though. And now we get the timeout from Portsmouth. It'll come with just over 2 minutes remaining here in the second half. Our broadcast is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com. Also by New Hampshire iPhone Repair. It's done while you wait. It's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now with 6 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the seacoast, visit NHiPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. By the Dead River Company, a full-service heating provider committed to keeping New Hampshire warm with propane and heating oil. Learn more at deadriver.com. And finally by the Bean Group and Roger Howe Real Estate, your local professional for all types of real estate, residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties. Call 603-247-1583. Nick Anastas, Coach Chris Cameron here. It's been a fun one. As we mentioned, a back-and-forth first half. Bedford scored at the buzzer just before halftime on a rare play. Alania Enners scoring her 4th goal of the first half for Bedford, and the Bulldogs had the slightest advantage of 8-7 at the break. Portsmouth kept the Bulldogs off the scoreboard for a while early in that second half, rung up 3 straight goals of their own to build a 2-goal lead at one point of 10-8. Julian Bell has scored back-to-back goals for Bedford to tie the game at 10. And here we are, Coach, 10-10 with just over 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to look out of the timeout. I don't know if you – it seems like Portsmouth has had better chances. I mean, created better chances when they go to an isolation, one-on-one dodging. That's been their offense, where Bedford the Bedford runs a lot of different sets, run a lot of different cutters, but then they did have success, one-on-one with Bell and certainly O'Brien in the first half. So I think they're going to come out, try to run a set, maybe try to run a set play that they have, but then try to look to see if they can get Runke isolated or Smith, whoever doesn't have Grogan. I mean, that's what they're going to try to do. Is if Grogan's on you, you're not going to try to dodge her. You're going to probably look to go against someone else because she's just been she's been dominant on the
now if you're an attack player, member of this offense, do you look for that whistle? Do you try to create contact to set up some kind of a free position
shots? I think we have 6 free position shots, so you're going to look to draw, whether you're going to try to draw shooting space or whether you're going to try to get fouled inside.
Got to be conscious of that if you're the Bedford defense.
Bedford, you don't want to. The instructions are only good shots. Don't turn it over. The same for you could, if you're Bedford, you could be aggressive outside the 8 meter. You can go after the ball, but they seem like they're just intact to sit back, and Portsmouth might actually hold for one.
Is that an option here with 2 minutes?
It could be. I mean, there's not a lot of pressure on them. If you're in basketball and you're trying to kill 2 minutes on the clock, that's really hard, almost impossible, because the ball turns over so much. But there's not a lot of pressure here where you can almost just hold it, and they don't want to turn it over. But now it looks like they're trying to get into something. Looks like they have Matthews on Runkey right now. And Matthews is trying to force Runkey to her left. But they just seem like they're content. We're 130 now.
Yeah.
Here goes Parker.
Coming downhill looking for a pick.
It's a good switch right there.
Enters right there. Says nowhere to go.
We got Matthews on Runkey. Grogan's kind of just playing.
Runkey giving room. Comes at,
getting
enters to the
middle.
right. Gets the step. Shot.
Hit
on the release. It looked like kind of squirmed its way towards Cage, and Widener was right there for the stop for Bedford. Now Bulldogs trying to get out of their own end against this Portsmouth ride. We're down to 1 minute remaining.
And there's no rush to try to have to clear it. You got Bell in the middle.
This is tipping.
Oh.
Fires a bounce pass that's going to get away from Vivian Robinson. Turned over to the Clippers. Clock continuing to tick. Down to 45 seconds.
Yep, she just good ride. I mean, that was the ride that we were looking for all game from Portsmouth right now. Now you're at the point where you're going to hold for one. You don't want to go too early because you don't want to give Bedford a chance.
Smith to the middle. Clock down to 30 seconds. Parker to her right.
That's great D by Matthews, just jumping out.
Trying to shake off Matthews. Tipping comes over on the slide. Still with it. Flips it now behind Cage. This is Seyfried.
Under 20.
Down to 15. Near side, Smith. Smith, little jab step.
Grogan with the switch out.
Backdoor feed. Knocked down. Runkey, the freshman, trying to stay with it. Goes behind the cage. We're down to 5 seconds. Looking out in front. Overpassed. Matthews a long clear towards midfield, and we're on our way to overtime. 10-10.
11's going to be the winner.
Looked like the right idea there, Coach, with that off-ball cut, but credit Bedford's defense hanging around and ultimately keeping Portsmouth off the scoreboard to send us to overtime.
So Bedford played in the last 6 minutes. Bedford had one offensive possession, and I think they had the ball for about a minute and a half. So for the other 4+ minutes, Bedford was playing defense. Widener came up with the one save. They did force a turnover, 2 saves really, if you consider that Runkey was whether it was a shot or a forced turnover. It was good defense. They were able to get a check on the shot. And that last play, they kind of made a flare cut to the backside pipe, and you had to force it in with the clock winding down. So going to overtime, it is the all-important draw control right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and the majority of the possession in the second half has been Portsmouth. I mean, it's been Portsmouth. It just felt like a game was going to be a 1-goal game, and it certainly is living up to that right now.
How about both teams going scoreless for the final 7:43 there?
They played a little bit tight. It seemed like they were just a little patient. They didn't play loose. They tightened it up a little bit. You could see the fail clear, a few turnovers here and there. But usually overtime, it's usually one possession, and that's how it ends.
Do you save anything for overtime specifically as a coach? Any stuff that you implicate only for overtime?
I think anything that they had saved, they would have had. When Bedford had that possession right there, we've seen Bedford's. I don't know. To me, you got to try to get, O'Brien or Matthews has been quiet today on the offensive end. She's played a great field game total, but I think I would like her matchup maybe down the alley, or O'Brien to try to go one-on-one, try to draw the double, and try to maybe move the ball and get something inside on the crease. That's what I would like for them. For Portsmouth, it's been Smith and Avery Runkey has been the matchups. We saw the freshman Morgan Runkey get in there at the end right there. Charlotte Marston's been quiet as well for Portsmouth. Tipping's done a good job on her, but I think you're going to see teams. I think they're going to be very patient. This is a long. This in between overtime is almost as long as halftime. Would they put
right.
Usually, I'm like,
wait. I was thinking we had a 5-minute halftime, and now
right.
We've got 5 minutes in between the end of regulation and the start of overtime. All right, we've got, I guess, time for a recap. Right, Portsmouth, they scored first. Maggie McDonald on a free position shot put the Clippers in front 1-0. About 2 minutes into the game, that's when Bedford responded with 4 unanswered. The first 2 from Regan O'Brien, the second 2 from Melania Enners. Bedford led 4-1 about midway through that first half. Portsmouth, they got their wheels in motion. 3 straight. Avery Runkey, Sadie Alati, and Sally Collins. That tied the game at 4 with inside of 8 minutes to go in the first half. Bedford scored 3 more. Enners, O'Brien, and Bell. 3 apiece for Enners and O'Brien at that point. Bell's goal gave Bedford a 7-4 lead with just outside of 4 minutes to go in the first half. Then Portsmouth came up with 3 straight. Mia Smith, the first 2. Maggie McDonald, second, came with just 10 seconds to go in that first half. But that's all Bedford needed. They go the length of the field on the draw, and they score at the buzzer to take an 8-7 lead at halftime. Enners scored her 4th goal, again, as time expired. Portsmouth, they looked like the better team early in the second half. Avery Runke scored back-to-back goals within the first 10 minutes to first tie the game and then give Portsmouth the lead of 9-8. Annie Parker on a free position shot, the 3rd free position goal for Portsmouth in this one, gave the Clippers a 10-8 lead. Bedford's Julian Bell came back inside of 9 minutes to get her 2nd goal, and then just 60-some-odd seconds later got the hat trick. The senior tying the game at 10. We go scoreless for the final 7 minutes and 43 seconds, and we end up here in overtime. Bedford and Portsmouth both putting their undefeated status on the line. Both 8-0 coming into tonight, both hoping to leave at 9-0.
So I think on the draw, Portsmouth has stayed with number 10, Annie Parker, the sophomore. She's taken everyone. So you're going to see her take it. Bedford got away from Olivia Matthews a little bit, so they went with Regan O'Brien. So I would imagine you see her taking it with Grogan and Matthews on the circle, or maybe Enners on the circle and Grogan back on defense right now. So the talk about suspense. I mean, this is the longest I've ever seen.
Keeping us waiting. Building up the hype, I guess.
Yeah. So it is sudden victory, golden goal. There was a period in time in the women's game where if you scored first, it wasn't over. There would be it was like a clock.
Kind of like the new school NFL, right?
Yeah. So this rule, this is first to score.
That's the way I like it.
It looks like the teams flipped ends.
Yep. Portsmouth will head left to right on the attack. Bedford will counter right to left. So 3 minutes on the clock. Can we end in a tie?
No. Well, BG
and
Central Catholic ended in a tie, but NHI rules you play to a winner. So
we'll keep switching ends every 3 minutes.
3 minutes. I mean, 3 minutes could be one possession each team.
Right.
The way this game, the slow pace of this game. But it's O'Brien for Bedford and Parker for Portsmouth on the draw, and you got
up in the air.
Enners gets control.
Took it off one bounce.
Matthews
throws it blindly back to midfield. Matthews does collect and looks to run, but is hacked at from behind by Runke. Still loose on that far sideline. It's melee there. It looks like the Clippers came out with it.
Wow, the possession goes
I think
to
it was
Bedford.
Parker in the end who ultimately had the last ground ball there.
Oh, stripped.
Wow. Good defensive play near side. It's O'Brien.
You got numbers on the backside if you push it. But timeout, Coach Hodgson.
Yep, wants to ensure it and draw it up here with 2:25
she had
to
numbers,
go.
But she just likes to.
Meanwhile, not a good sign here as Grogan is hurt. The Bedford star down, and it looks like in some pain, holding that right leg.
It could be a cramp, hopefully. That's all it is. But
I'm going to call for the athletic trainer, Eric Chalinas, to come over and take a look. Certainly a hold-your-breath moment here.
Yeah,
good sportsmanship as
Runke.
well.
Yeah, those two are long-time teammates on the Tomahawks 23 Purple team. They've played with each other for years. So hopefully we'll see what
They're going to take a look. Well, you hate to see that if your head coach, Christine Hodgson, not only arguably your best defender, but one of your team leaders as well, right?
The good news is he's focusing on the calf, which is not the knee. I'm seeing the calf, which is possible. Hopefully don't want to guess, but let's hope that's all it is.
Is a cramp, right?
Yeah,
He's played a lot of minutes tonight.
Yes, shutdown defender all game.
Nick Anastas, Coach Chris Cameron with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. Reminder on Sunday, full recap, FNL Lacrosse comes your way live at 9 a.m. Lot to get to this week. We'll recap Coach's BG Cardinals. They stay undefeated with a win last night over Exeter. Well, undefeated in-state.
In-state.
We'll say that. We'll have that recap. We'll have tonight's recap. Friday, We're back at it on the boys' side in D2 with Wyndham and St. Thomas. The Jaguars hosting the Saints. That comes your way at 4 o'clock on Friday. So
we'll see if
we'll
St.
bring
Thomas
that to you. We've got FNL Lacrosse on Sunday, on Mother's Day, all kinds of stuff budding here. As we're just about, I think, officially at the midway point. Coach, is that about right for the season, right? 7-week regular season. Yeah, we're about 3.5 weeks in. Right?
Yeah, I mean, June 12th comes fast for the boys' state championship. The girls' state championships, Division 1 is like June 7th. So it's, we
kind of early this year, isn't it?
About
a few days,
about the
maybe?
Same, yeah, about the same. The only difference is the boys is moved to Sunday. Usually it's been Saturday forever, but there was some kind of conflict at Bill Ball Stadium, so they pushed it back a day.
So Sunday's the 12th?
Sunday's the 12th, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Meanwhile, good sign as the junior is on her feet, getting a round of applause here from the Bedford fans.
Yeah, so she's
walking off under her own power.
Hopefully that's what it was, but oh yeah, she's running off, so possibly it was a cramp. So this, we might have missed one, but this could be the first substitution that Bedford's had to make.
As far as I can tell,
they certainly don't. When they play a team like BG, when it gets to be June and it gets to be 80, 90 degrees, that BG has depth. Are they keeping her in the game? I don't know if you have to leave the game, but they did take a timeout, so maybe that before you don't have to leave. But Sydney Grogan is coming out right now. So let's see what they run. If they run one of their sets, or are they going to just run an isolation?
Well, chance here to win.
This is the
you said in overtime here, just 35 seconds in, Bedford set something up for the first time.
Each team had a failed, turnover, failed clear. So this is Bedford's second time with the ball.
Well, the official waiting to give the green light. Enners has got it. Is that Enners or O'Brien? It's O'Brien.
And Grogan checked back in, so I think we might have been right, guessing it was a cramp right there. So
she looks pretty good here, running full speed onto the field. I'm going to take a pass here. Swing it to her right.
I'm going to let Matthews. This is the first play they ran in the game. They're just going to look to go Matthews to the middle, and she's going to
get the stab.
Oh, and blocked.
And hit on the release.
Oh, wow. You hate to see an overtime game go, on a free position shot. But that was you saw that set that Bedford ran for Matthews early in the game. They went back to it. Matthews has the ability to just crow hop into a crank. She can really let it go.
She's been kept off the scoreboard so far tonight. Can she be the hero here? Oh. Instead, Griffin gets a piece, and we continue.
Oh, wow, she went with the high heat, and Griffin did get a piece. I don't know how they did. All players are on the end line, so I guess whoever was closer to. Maybe they'll run the same set again because Matthews was able to beat her player. But no, it looks like they're going to run something for Bell. A little two-man. We saw this high pick and roll earlier. Little slip. Oh, there it is.
There it is. And Matthews knocked down on the catch.
I think they'd be better doing that to her because she's a lefty, so it's a tough. Even if she catches that, she has to open up. So Matthews is going to get another chance. This is dead center. I mean,
trying to be the hero. Can Bedford win it in overtime?
Is she going to run in? Oh no, they put her to the angle here. So this is actually improves her angle. Look at Grogan on the backside. Is she going to make that pass to Grogan?
Shot, score, game over. Bedford in overtime. The hero is Olivia Matthews. The sophomore was kept off the score sheet all night until it mattered most. In overtime, the free position shot ends up being the difference. And Bedford stays undefeated after an 11-10 overtime win over Portsmouth.
We got a stick check. We have a stick check, Nick.
Wow.
We have a stick check.
Well,
so.
hang on. Here, the officials are gonna take a look here.
All right, Danielle Pelletier goes in. There's one.
If you're Coach Curl, why not? Right?
She said the
request it. Yeah, it's over. Bedford is going to celebrate and win here. Just over a minute and a half into overtime to stay undefeated and improve to 9-0 on this season.
Yeah, she just crow hopped into it and got it underneath her. She has that ability to rip it, but.
Well, I think everything lived up to the hype, don't you? Two undefeated teams delivering tonight.
Portsmouth showed that they can play. They belong in Division I. They have the talent. They have the athleticism. High-level coaching. Compete level was incredible. This game could have gone either way. It was just that, a turnover here, a turnover there. But, And it's going to be tough for anyone to beat Portsmouth in
D2. They look good, for sure.
Hollis Brookline, Coach Attain's team did give them a good game. They lost 11-9, but you could just see they just have a lot of talent. They play a lot of players. They play a lot of players. And
deep.
It'll be interesting to see next week the Bedford BG matchup.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, wrap things up here. Post-game next, full recap, and we'll get you the stats as well. 11-10 overtime. Bedford with a win. Back to Bulldog Stadium in just a moment. You're watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
At Dead River Company, the work we do is about more than just filling up tanks. It's about the everyday moments in your home. We're here to fix your heating equipment, so you have heat and hot water for moments like this. We brave the elements, so you're always safe and warm. Anytime, day or night. Because it's moments like this that we do everything we do.
Dead River Company. It's not your job to worry about the heat. It's ours.
Become a customer today, and we'll be there for the moments that matter to you.
Well, how about an 11-10 overtime affair? Bedford pulls away 92 seconds into the extra session to capture their 9th win of the season and stay undefeated. Portsmouth, they catch their first loss of the year and slip to 8-1. The start got off the way that Coach Curro was hoping for. With the road team striking first, scoring nearly 2 minutes in, Maggie McDonald put the Clippers in front 1-0. Bedford retaliated with 4 straight. Reagan O'Brien, 2 in a row. Elania Enners with 2. Bedford built a 4-1 lead about 10 minutes into the game. Then Portsmouth, momentum swung their way. They score 3 in a row. Avery Renke, Sadie Alati, Sally Collins in that order to tie the game at 4. Then it was Bedford's turn again. 3 straight for the Bulldogs. Enners, O'Brien, and Bell in that order put Bedford in front 7-4 with about 4 minutes to go in the first half. One more swing. Portsmouth, 3 straight. Mia Smith, back-to-back goals. McDonald second, came with 10 seconds to go until halftime, tying the game at 7. But Bedford wins the face-off, or I should say the draw. And they go down. And, Coach, they score one at the buzzer. How many times have you seen that at any level, a goal kind of crossing the line right as the horn goes off?
Not many, especially with such short time off of the draw. I mean, that
only
was
10 seconds, right?
So that was what made it even more surprising.
It was a spectacular first half for Enners. That was her 4th goal, which came at the buzzer. And, again, it gave Bedford an 8-7 lead at the break. Portsmouth, they came out strong. Tying the game 4 minutes into the second half. Avery Renke's second goal knotted things up at 8. And then it was Renke again a couple of minutes later to make it 9-8. Annie Parker cashed in for the first time to make it 10-8 Portsmouth. That was on a free position shot, one of 3 free position goals tonight for the Clippers. And that was Portsmouth's largest lead. It was also the last time they scored, when they took a 10-8 lead with about 10 minutes to go. Julian Bell, back-to-back goals, spaced out about a minute apart, gave her the hat trick, tied the game at 10. We go scoreless for the final 7 minutes, 43 seconds.
Wow.
We head to overtime, and then in overtime, Olivia Matthews on a free position shot wins the game for Bedford, and that's how we end up 11-10 Bulldog. Coach, your final thoughts?
Yeah, you hate to see a game end on a free position shot, but I think it was a good call. They went to the high pick and roll with Bell and Matthews, and they got the call there. And Matthews had a free position shot just before that she rifled it high. But whichever team, both teams were very equal. If these teams played 10 times, I could see it going 5-5 with 1-goal games. Up and down the board there.
Looking forward to Portsmouth jumping up to D1, so we can see this pretty much every year, right?
They have great feeder programs out there. They're going to be good for years to come.
All right, want to thank Corey Parker of Bedford for rolling out the red carpet for us. We appreciate him. Of course, our sponsors, New Hampshire Tomahawks, Beals Insurance, New Hampshire iPhone Repair, of course, MG Sports Fundraising, and who am I missing here? Dead River Company, and, of course, Roger Howe Real Estate. We appreciate all of them jumping on board with us. And, of course, a reminder, Friday, we're back at it. St. Thomas at Wyndham on the boys' side. That gets going at about 4 o'clock Eastern time. We'll be there and on the air at about 3:45. Sunday, we're back with another episode of FNL Lacrosse. It's a Mother's Day edition. Eric Coburn will join me in studio. Coach, you're going to pop by as well, or pop on for some NCAA talk. Of course, it's Selection Sunday, which is always a big day in the world of college lacrosse, so we'll break that all down for you, plus a full recap of the week that was and a preview of the week ahead on the NHIAA scene. All right, want to thank our guys behind the cameras, Craig Incardoni, John Barron, back in full swing and on short notice after last night's broadcast in Nashua. We appreciate those two guys. And, of course, the man who stitches everything together, the man behind the curtain, our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. The executive producer down in sunny Florida is Steve Beals. My name is Nick Anastas for Coach Chris Cameron. We say goodbye. Final score, final time. In overtime, Bedford 11, Portsmouth 10. This has been our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.